Today we're talking about childhood obesity in our schools and how we can prevent it. Childhood obesity is a condition in which a child is significantly overweight for his age and height. It's a very common problem in the United States with more than 3 million cases reported every year. According to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the percentage of children aged 6 to 11 years in the United States who are obese increased from 7% in 1980 to nearly 18% in 2012. In 2012, more than one-third of children and adolescents were overweight or obese. Some factors that contribute to increase in childhood obesity are diet, lack of exercise, psychological factors, and socioeconomic factors. Kids who are overweight or obese can experience some short-term consequences as well as some long-term consequences. Some short-term consequences include risk factors for cardiovascular disease such as high cholesterol, high blood pressure, prediabetes, which indicate a high risk for development of type 2 diabetes, a greater risk for bone or joint problems, sleep apnea, and social and psychological problems. Some long-term consequences include the increased risk for many types of cancer, and the women likely to be obese adults and therefore more risk for adult health problems such as heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Childhood obesity is difficult to treat due to many barriers like cultural, socioeconomic status, lack of recognition, lack of interest, or lack of discipline once they have started a program. There are many multicultural and diversity issues in childhood obesity. Although childhood obesity is increasing in all ethnic and racial groups, its prevalence is higher among African American, Mexican American, and Native Americans. Culture is believed to contribute to disparities in childhood obesity in numerous ways, by food consumption, physical activity, the perception of risk associated with obesity. Many cultures perceive an overweight child as a healthy child. How do we prevent childhood obesity? By teaching children how to balance their calorie consumption, we need to encourage healthy eating habits and physical activity. We need to limit fast food and reduce sedentary time. Community and schools have a strong influence in children's health. The school system has made a significant changes in the lunch program and physical education curriculum to fight childhood obesity. The lunches often in the cafeteria offer a variety of low-fat, whole-grain, and fresh produce items, but despite changes in the cafeteria items, students' diets remain poor. But why? Well, many students bring their lunches from home, and the lunches often contain unhealthy food items like candy and refined grains. So kids are not taking advantage of the healthy food options provided by the school. And although we're receiving the appropriate amount of physical activity, the rates of overweight and obesity students remain a big concern. So how do we solve this problem? We need to educate students about nutrition by creating a nutrition education program. This program will have two main goals: to teach students how to balance their diets and how to determine between a healthy food item and a healthy one. Balance is key in helping kids maintain a healthy weight. Therefore, it's important for them to learn how to balance their diets. And by teaching them how to distinguish between an unhealthy and a healthy food, they will have the knowledge necessary to balance their own diets. And if they understand the importance of eating healthy food, they will most likely ask their parents to change some of the unhealthy food items in their lunch bags. To educate students about nutrition, we need to lecture students about important nutritional components like sugar, fat, and protein, and the effects that having too much of them can cause to their bodies. We need to provide examples of healthy and unhealthy meal items. We need to teach students how to balance their diets and meals. This can be done by teaching them what a healthy food item can replace their unhealthy ones, and we need to provide examples of balanced and unbalanced meals in order for them to be able to recognize when a meal is balanced or not. And we will need to discuss with the students why they should consider eating healthy food options provided by the school, and why they should involve their parents into eating healthier too. The program should be given during a class period. The lectures should be divided into two sections: nutritional components and diet and meal balance. Each section should be taught on different days. In order to evaluate students' understanding of important concepts, an oral quiz should be provided towards the end of the lecture, and based on the quiz evaluation, cover the most common misconceptions again. How we know if the program was a failure or a success? Well, in order to declare a program success, there should be an increase in the consumption of the cafeteria foods, and a student's lunch bags should contain at least 2 or more healthy food items. If this criterion is not met, the program was not successful and the program was not delivered as intended, or the students did not participate. Finally, to evaluate the program outcomes, we need to create a survey to determine whether there have been changes in children's diets after the program. The survey will provide information about the effectivity of the program and help determine if children replace some of the unhealthy food items in their lunch bags, and if they're learning how to balance their diets.